What happens to Toronto real estate prices next? Market update, stay tuned, promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Properties TV. So glad you could join me here today. Every week on Prime Properties TV, we take a closer look at the Toronto real estate topics and updates that matter the most to you. And on this episode, I'm going to be breaking down the numbers in 2020 that came out and tell you exactly what I think is going to be happening to real estate prices next. So make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the Prime Properties TV channel. The button to do so is at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, somewhere right here. So smash that button. Now, in doing this YouTube channel, this YouTube thing, whatever you want to call it, for a while, I discovered that there's always going to be those who agree with my perspective, very little of you, or at least to an extent, and those who don't. And I enjoy the respectful conversations with those who don't in the comment section below, and those who do as well, right? It's one of the cool things about YouTube. But one of the things I have realized and noticed is that as human beings, we seek confirmations of our beliefs in other people, like people who think like us and believe the same things we do, especially when it comes to narratives as dividing as real estate in Toronto. You can generally find some content or some dude talking out there that agrees with you, whether you're kind of bearish on the real estate market or bullish on the real estate market. And that's kind of the beauty of the internet. Now, I'm trying to provide you with enough of a neutral take as most of the time on data I see, but obviously you guys know that I own a brokerage and you can say I have a slight bias, and it's kind of self-serving to say the market is a little bit more bullish so that there's more transactions. But I'm going to tell you that I have told people not to buy before, because at the end of the day, real estate prices can drop as well, and it really depends on their circumstance to make sure it's the right fit for whatever it is you're trying to do, right? So I'm going to continue doing this YouTube thing and making these videos because it's a nice creative outlet for me, and I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to numbers. Like, you can probably see them on my spreadsheets and stuff because I really enjoy it, right? So I'm telling you all this because I'm just going to say data is just data. Numbers are just numbers. They aren't bullish, they aren't bearish, they're just numbers and data. So you can make a story of the data as much as you want. You can spin it however you want. So depending on what kind of narrative you want, like I was saying earlier, you can find some content that's backed up by the data and the numbers that talks about it, right? So anyways, that's just my long-winded way of introducing you by saying that because of the topic I'm talking about, it's going to attract a ton of people on both sides, bearish and bullish. This is just my professional opinion from what I'm seeing in the data, trading every day and speaking to clients and other real estate professionals about what the heck is happening in the real estate market right now. So with that out of the way, here's the normal stuff. Average prices up 930,000, 932,000, something like that. It's on the screen. Up 11.2%. Crazy, not healthy. Just the reality. Sales are what's crazy, up 7,200, which is up 65% from last year. Sustainable? See, that's the elephant in the room. The December transaction numbers are so crazy. Like, to give you an example of how nuts December numbers was, 7,200 is basically 2 times higher than every December in the last 10 years. Have a look. We all knew the freehold market was super hot right now, and a little bit more on that later. And if you want more context, you can watch the video I did for the 2020 recap of the freehold. It will give you a little bit more context. But just to show you what caused the insanity that was the December numbers. Now, when I pulled the numbers just for condos, all of GTA, right? Have a look over here. Last month was the highest, even higher than what it was in November. And we've never seen anything like that in the last 10 years. It's also the only time we had an increase from November transactions to December, which is like, what gives, right? Here's my simple answer for you. Buyer confidence is back in the condo space. Everybody wants to buy a condo for the 2019 prices that it reverted to before it goes back to normal. But wait, Zen, you're just trying to sell me a condo, aren't you? You can believe whatever you want, and honestly, I think you may have missed a boat, but I'm seeing multiple offers on condos all over again. Condos that were stagnant for like 30 plus days before the end of 2020 are now having multiples, right? Is it stupid? Yeah. Is it true? Also, yeah. So I counted our team of the clients we're looking for condos. 9 out of 13 of them are investors and trying to buy a condo, and the other 4 are first-time homebuyers who are trying to buy their first place before prices go up. And that's all their belief. Is it a coincidence? No. Like I said last week, without the full TREB data for the months of winter, felt like 3.4, give or take, in the downtown core. Well, the numbers are out and it's at 2.28, and I was wrong. And that means it's moving that much faster, and I'm also bullish. So keep that in mind. So in the entire Toronto condo space, the months of winter is actually at 2. The last time we saw the inventory at 2, like hovering around, we're heading into the market getting hot in January 2019. So yeah, that's happening right now if you follow inventory. So I always say inventory is kind of like the leading indicator of where prices are going to be, right? When the months of inventory is low, what do you think is going to happen to prices next, right? Probably go up, right? Have you said that? Ding, 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 ding. Now, on the other side, when we talk about freeholds, right? The freehold and the 4 and 6 detached, the months of inventory is at a really, really low at 1.16 right now. And the 905 is just at like a stupid low at like 0.8. So let that sink in for a sec. 0.8. That means there's more sales than there are listings in the 905 freehold market right now. So yeah, that's the data. Let me marry this with some things I'm seeing right now on the street. So here's property one. I can't give you the address for obvious reasons because Trev's gonna hate me, but semi-detached, 4-way backsplit, North York, frontage on train tracks, needs major work, barely habitable, in a decent area, listed for $800,000, sold for 1.04 mil, 29 offers. Yeah, 29. Here's another one, complete non-habitable, Ronsey semi-detached, has laneway potential, listed for $1 million, sold for 1.45 mil, 25 offers. And here's the most ridiculous one of them all. It's a town in Mississauga by Aaron Mills, 2-story, listed for $790 or $780K, sold for $966,000 with 71 offers. Yeah, you heard me, 71 offers. See, you may think it's crazy because you're like, oh, this person clearly severely underpriced it. That's not the case, because a townhome like this back 2 months ago, November 20, sold for $825,000. So by no means putting at like 780 or 790 is severely underpricing it or any kind of weird tactic. By the way, if there was nothing special about this town, and let's just say for argument's sake, it's the same thing in the same house, same town that sold in November 20, that means in the span of 2 months, the prices of the town have went up $141,000 or like 15%. Yeah, crazy, right? Just think about it. Is the market crazy? Am I crazy? That's just what I'm just telling you, right? I'm just reporting what I see. But let me know in the comment section below if you think this is crazy or if you remember what happened in 2017, that was crazier. Then there was like another, I think, house in Whitby that had like 61 offers that's going around the broker community. So things are just absolutely insane right now. And this is just the first week of offers after the first weekend that happened of showings, right? Now I know there's a current state of emergency in the province right now and it can affect the market. Will it? Yes and no. Like real estate is deemed an essential service. You can see, pause the video if you want. This is what our board sent out. Basically, real estate is going to continue, right? Will some sellers not sell? Yes. Will some buyers not buy? Yes. How much on both sides? I don't know, but this is our second rodeo around this, so I think people are a little bit more accustomed to it, right? Now, our team has always been operating like as if it was a state of emergency anyways, right? Full PPE gear and COVID forms and questionnaires, where are you from? Also was kind of invasive, but you know, we just got to protect everyone, right? And because nothing has really changed from the way we've been operating to now. And also like a announcement out there, if you're a realtor watching this, please stop double booking these like listings, right? The lineups to see these houses and condos are getting silly right now. Just be nice to everyone, please. But back to the market, right? Like, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Is this going to continue? Probably. Am I telling you to buy something right now if you're planning to make a move? Maybe. It really just depends on your situation. You got to protect yourself and make sure it's the right move. Don't just buy in because you have FOMO, right? But are prices going to go up? Probably. Now, when I marry what I see with what the numbers are showing, it's basically what I predicted a few months ago because there's a lack of inventory, right? I bet you the next month when the numbers come up, it's going to back that up some more. But what surprised me really, and remember I was pretty bullish a few months ago, is how quickly we've escalated into this point. Like I saw 2 houses that wouldn't sell last year, right? They were just sitting around the market constantly being relisted. But once they relisted holding offers in January, bam, that bully offer sold for $20,000 more than what they wanted last year, right? Just crazy, right? You can have a look over here. So you're basically telling me, you know, when we turn the page to the new year, that in a blink of an eye, 2 weeks, the demand went up like that. I guess, based on these numbers, right? See, I personally even find that hard to believe, but the data and the numbers speak for themselves. Then you have the condo market that's also heating up, right? So everything is just trending up right now. And I keep asking myself the question, what's crazier right now? This or 2017? I'd still say 2017 is a little bit crazier because we're just putting in offers to houses that were sight unseen and prices went up like 30% in 3 months. So I'd say right now we're like halfway there, 50%. If there isn't more inventory coming on the market soon, I think for prices, we're in deep doo-doo. Now, in case you don't know, I've talked in previous video, you can check that out. Prices have always gone up in February, right? And here's a short summary and a chart to show you. Because there's no inventory, people continue looking, prices go up, right? You can see in the chart here that in the last 10 years, all the prices have gone up. But if you look at 2017, the crazy year, prices have gone up 14% in 1 month because these numbers are going from January to February. It's not year over year, January to February. So if we're like halfway there, are we going to see a maybe 8-10% increase month over month when the numbers come out? Maybe. So let's say, how sustainable is this really? I don't think so, and I really hope it doesn't continue, but can it? Maybe, because if you look back, like I think people looked at like the CMHC's kind of bearish report last year of like prices dropping 20%. What happened? Nope. Mortgage deferral cliff that they're talking about, inventory surging? Nope. And it always circles back to the supply issue that we have for the amount of people in the GTA, right? Like we're expecting 400,000 immigrants coming to Canada. Let's say half of them are in Southern Ontario. I've said this many times. Unless we build enough homes for these people, prices will go up. And relatively speaking, compared to the world, Toronto and GTA prices are still relatively low. Now, this may make me somewhat bullish on the market, and I am to an extent, but I always want to make sure I mitigate risk. And when I'm buying something with my clients and myself, I'm on the defense to make sure that I don't get screwed over in case the market flips the other way, because I've seen it happen before. But I don't let that dictate what I do. I just look at the market and see where the opportunities are. So if I can buy correctly and cover my butt in case poo-poo does hit the fan with cash flow to make sure I can survive and hold real estate for 5-10 years, then yeah, it makes sense to continue buying. The numbers work, right? And I've always been operating in that manner, and I will continue to do so with myself and my clients. But in regards to how sustainable this is, I don't think so, right? Like, something's got to stop it, and I'm really just hoping it's the natural progression of more inventory coming on the market, but really hope so, right? But if you look at the history in 2017, the government intervened and dropped the foreign buyer tax, and the prices kind of got shocked. Even more worse than the pandemic, oddly enough. Then in 2020, the condos are literally on the way back to kind of what 2017 was for houses, but then the pandemic hit and bam, we got shocked again. But we've been seeing this many, many times, but Toronto, for oddly enough, despite the freeze and the drop in prices, is always resilient and bounces back. So could we see some government intervention if this kind of pricing gets out of hand? Probably, but we're not quite there yet. However, one of the things I've been pondering and thinking about a lot as of late is the cities right now are starving for revenue because of the pandemic. But the land transfer tax for Toronto brought in so much revenue last year because we had the third most transactions of ever, right? So if real estate brings in revenue for the city, creates jobs in real estate, finances and mortgages, insurance, construction, appraisals, accountants, etc., that's good for the economy. Is the government going to let the real estate asset class run wild to save the economy? I don't have the answer to that, but it's just an interesting thought, right? I know this is a very, very long video at this point now, but I feel like I have a lot to share with you as things are changing so rapidly. So you may hate real estate, you may not, but let's look at the world right now and ask the question, what are you doing with your cash, your hard-earned money, right? There's tons of money out there. The Canadian population has the most savings ever and nothing really to spend it on because, state of emergency, right? Monies are going into assets, whether it's real estate, stocks, equities, or even Bitcoin. All of these things have experienced an all-time record high in the last few months. And there's more money that's being printed coming down the pipeline. Our new leader down south, Biden, he's planning to print money, trillions of it. Trudeau, he's planning to do it as well. And then we're in a state of emergency. Again, right now, we're gonna have to print more money to save the economy. So if you have capital or access to capital somewhere, you may wanna consider doing something with it other than, hiding it under the mattress or whatever it is that most people do, right? You do you, right? My point here is it's going to get devalued. That's what I'm going to leave you with. There's no right or wrong way of how you want to invest your money as long as you leave something comfortable to lean back on in case of emergencies. You don't want to spend your life or in savings without a backup emergency, right? But for any excess cash you have, you could. I personally just choose real estate because it's what I know best. And if it's something that's kind of making sense for you as you're watching this and you feel the urgency to do something with real estate, you can book a call with me. I'll put the link here. It's www.chatwithzen.com. For everybody else, I hope you stay safe in this new state of emergency. And even if you hate real estate, just think about what's happening to your money, right? I think in the next few years, we're going to be in for a wild ride in the next few years, right? Like, I think so because I thought about this and it's happening just that much faster than what I ever imagined, right? So think about it. Anyways, until next time, your move, your future. Now that you're done watching this one, how about this one? Oh, you know what? This one's good too. Ooh, this one's really good. You know what? Just watch them both.